Tilly from Tilly and the Buttons, and in this video I'm going to take a little bit of a trip down memory lane and have a look back at 2020, the year that was, what we've been doing at Tilly Towers, and also a little sneaky peek look forward at 2021 and what we've got coming up. So 2020 was a year to remember, or maybe I should say a year to forget. Obviously a global pandemic is not something that we predicted happening, and we did, of course, like all small businesses, face various challenges behind the scenes. I'm not going to dwell on that too much in this video because I want to keep it positive, but also because we were really lucky as a business that is predominantly online, focusing on a home-based hobby. We of course had some really tense moments, some stressful months, but we have come out of it. Well, it's not over yet, but we are at the moment relatively unscathed, still going strong, so I feel very, very grateful for that. If you do want to read a little bit more about the challenges that we faced, COVID related, also some non-COVID related behind the scenes issues that were going on, then take a look at the blog post that accompanies this video, and I will link to it below. So back to 2020, I'm going to talk about our highlights, starting off in January with our first collection of fabric, which finally landed. It was a long time coming. There were some delays getting it, but it finally shipped in January. So this is our first collection of fabric. It was organic cotton jersey, beautiful fabric that we made in collaboration with the Craft Cotton Company in 8 modern colourful prints, and it was just so lovely seeing you guys make things up with our fabrics as well as our patterns. It's the first time that that's happened for us. Also in January we launched our first pattern of the year, which was the Bobby skirt and pinafore. I absolutely love this pattern. It was kind of riffing off our Cleo pinafore, which is a bit of a fan favourite. You've probably seen the Cleo, it's very simple. With Bobby, we wanted to make it a little bit more involved. So it's got a fitted waistband, it has a button front opening, has some gorgeous pocket options. You can make it either a skirt or a pinafore. It's very versatile, works in lots of different fabrics, from denims, corduroys, canvases, all sorts. Oh yeah, and it's got these lovely crossover straps at the back, which I just think looks so dreamy. We had a really busy beginning of the year because very shortly afterwards my third book came out. So this book is called Make It Simple, Easy Speedy, I always forget what the subtitle is, but it's Easy Speedy Sewing Projects to Stitch Up in an Afternoon, I think. And I'm really proud of this book. I absolutely love it. It's a subject that's really close to my heart because I'm obviously a busy business owner, but I'm also a busy mum, and I was sort of struggling to find time to sew for myself. And I know that I'm not the only person who doesn't really have very much time to spend sewing. So the whole goal of this book is to make it easy for you to fit creativity into your life, no matter what else you've got going on, whatever sucks you've got on your time and energy. So maybe you've got a really high pressure job, maybe you're looking after a young family, perhaps you've got a chronic illness, which means you just don't have the energy to sew for hours and hours. So it's full of lots of time saving tips and easy speedy projects that you can just whip up in a few hours. And all those projects are broken down into manageable chunks with time estimates on for how long it will take you to do those little chunks. So like, this will take 15 minutes, this will take 20 minutes. So you can see how you can just fit it into your life here and there as you go. So the most popular pattern from that book, judging by Instagram hashtags, is the very first one, which is the Sophia trousers and dungarees, which are the ones that I'm wearing on the front. And I did a sew along actually later in the year during lockdown. I did an IGTV sew along that I filmed on my phone for how to make the trousers. So this is great if you're a beginner and you just want a little bit of helping hand and want to see the steps moving, in action. So if you're interested in that, then take a look at our IGTV on Instagram and you should be able to find that. It's broken down into, I think it's 6 videos or so. And when doing that, we were raising money for Age UK as well, which is great. Then in April, we released our Indigo add-on pattern. So the Indigo is a smock dress, which has been super, super popular for us. It's one of our best-selling patterns. It's just throw it over your head, really, really easy to wear, very, very pretty as well. And we decided to release some extra pieces. So the add-on is a digital download. It's a PDF you can print from our shop. And it's got the extra pieces to turn the dress into either a midi length dress, or you can stick with the original hemline, and if you want to, you can add buttons down the back. There's a short sleeve option, there's a short flounce sleeve option, so it's very versatile. The midi length dress was inspired by, that Zara dress that everyone's got, or at least in London. You see like 3 of them on the tube every day. That dress, and then a lot of people had been hacking the Indigo pattern to make that dress. But then obviously we know that a lot of people just don't have the skills or the know-how to hack patterns, or they just can't be bothered and would like it just handed over to them in a nice little package. So that's why we made the add-on pattern. And that has been so, so popular, and it's really just sort of injected even more life into the Indigo pattern. So we're super, super happy with how that one's turned out. Then the next month in May, we launched a new pattern, the Alexa jumpsuit and play suit. So this was supposed to be a printed pattern for the summer. However, because of COVID, we had limited shipping capabilities for a while. We had to completely stop posting out printed patterns. Then we sort of reduced the amount of time that we had someone in the office. I think it was just 1 or 2 days a week for a while. We weren't sending out international orders. So anyway, long story short, we decided to release it as a PDF only pattern. I love the design of the Alexa. It's so wearable. It's one of those just like really comfy everyday outfits you can just throw on in the spring and summer and just feel cool and breezy, yet still really put together. And then in June, we launched the Jamie pajama pattern. So this was a printed pattern that we'd actually been sitting on for quite a while. We'd meant to release it at the beginning of the year, but lockdown hit. And in fact, I think we'd already been sending some of them out to our stockists. So they were sitting on them as well, just waiting. But because of lockdown and reduced shipping and COVID and everything, we had to delay it. And by June, we thought, okay, I think we can release it now. So the Jamie pajamas are really easy peasy, simple, quick make that you can just whip up whether you're a beginner or more experienced and just looking for a quick sew. I designed them in fact for complete novices in mind. So this is the kind of thing you can make as your very, very first garment project or sewing project, in fact. A sewing class, for example. And actually, for that reason, we added an extra small size. So it's equivalent to a UK 4, but the idea being that it's great for teens and tweens who want to get into sewing. So I designed them for beginners in mind, and I created a free step-by-step video tutorial on how to make them from scratch, so including how to cut them out, how to finish the seams, how to hem them, everything. So you can find that on our YouTube channel if you're interested. Then the next month in July, we launched another add-on pattern, so a digital download with some extra pieces to turn the Stevie top and dress, which is one of our all-time best-selling patterns, into even more styles. So a lot of you have been pestering us to create a Stevie with sleeves. So we created a sleeve pattern that you can attach to your Stevie top or dress. We also added a smock style gathered skirt that you can stitch on. Just makes such a really lovely, loose and breezy dress. I wear mine all the time, and also some oversized pockets that you can attach to your dress. You can also attach them to the sort of tunic version of the dress as well. And this was our first taste of a socially distanced model shoot, because with our previous patterns that we launched in the year, we'd already done the model shoot well ahead, because we sort of plan everything quite far ahead of time. For this one, we hadn't done it. So we worked with a lady, a person, Kathy, whose Instagram account is So Dainty. And what was great was we could do a Zoom fitting with her. Then, because she sews, she offered to hem the garments herself. Then her husband took the photos, and then we edited the photos and photoshopped in our coloured backgrounds. I think she just took the photos in her sitting room or something. And they actually turned out really lovely. So we're really pleased with how that went. We had to get creative. Then September, we launched another printed pattern, the Lotta dress. So this is another easy peasy dress. I wanted to create an easy peasy dress for beginners that you could just throw over your head, no zips, no buttonholes, no setting sleeves, no darts. And along with that, I created a new online workshop. So our online workshops will take you through all the steps of making a project through video lessons. It's a bit like going to a sewing class, except you don't have to leave your home. You can wear your pajamas. You have got access for years, basically, for as long as the workshops are available. They're available 24/7. You can pause and rewind the videos. You get a front row seat in the class with close-up shots of the sewing, the cutting, absolutely everything. So so this was the Sew an Easy Dress online workshop accompanying the Lotta dress pattern. Then, and these ones, the model shoot, again, we'd done this before lockdown back in March. So I've been sitting on these photos for quite a little while. Then in October, we launched our first menswear pattern, which was the Joe pajamas, to basically match the Jamie pajamas. So it's the menswear version of those with a sort of slimmer, more masculine, also longer leg fit. So they were actually named after my brother and sister-in-law. So my brother's Joe, my sister-in-law is Jamie, and they live in California. So I named those patterns after them. Again, we had to get slightly creative with the photo shoot for this. We were able to do it in the studio at that time, but I wanted a couple to be sort of posing together in the Joe and Jamie pajamas, but obviously we couldn't sort of get two people who weren't living together because of social distancing. So in the end, we went with Nikki, our product manager, and her husband Dan, and they did a fantastic job. So those patterns, and actually the bundle, which includes both the Joe and the Jamie pajamas, has been really popular. So I'm expecting that there will be lots and lots of Joe and Jamie pajamas under the Christmas tree this year. Then our last pattern that we released in 2020 was the Billy sweatshirt and dress. In fact, I'm wearing one right now. So it's a classic sweatshirt or sweatshirt dress with lovely cutaway pockets, but you can also make it, if you prefer, with balloon sleeves. So these are super on trend at the moment. This was our best launch ever. It was crazy. In fact, it was one of those days where I just spent the whole day refreshing the back end of our shop, just like completely wide-eyed and in shock. So when we launched it, we had made some iron-on vinyl decal thingies that you can just press on that said Maker with our little scissors logo, and we made these in collaboration with Happy Fabric. We made 400, and it was a free gift with printed pattern orders, and we sold out within, I think it was 3 hours. Then we had to reprint the pattern within a week of launching, which was crazy. So it was amazing. So thank you to everyone who bought a Billy. And then by the time this video comes out, we will have just released our latest online workshop, which is called Make Friends with an Overlocker or Serger. So I know this is a subject that a lot of you will be interested in. Overlockers and sergers basically allow you to create a professional looking finish on the seams of your garments, both woven and knits, but also you can whip up knit garments from scratch without the need for a sewing machine. So these machines have a reputation for being tricky, but I want to show you that actually they're really not that difficult, and I want to get you feeling confident using them. So I'll take you through all the potentially fiddly things like threading, balancing the thread tension, adjusting the differential feed setting, navigating curves, corners, fixing mistakes, troubleshooting common seam issues, taking carrier overlocker to keep it running smoothly, and lots more. So yeah, that was all the things that we released in the last year. The team did an absolutely fantastic job of producing all these things, getting them out to you, promoting them, getting them out to our lovely customers during really challenging and ever-changing circumstances throughout the year. So they have been amazing. So what have we got coming up in 2021? So we've actually pretty much planned out the whole year. We always do a plan for the year ahead. Things obviously change, as obviously this last year has shown. We sort of had to reshuffle the schedule all the time. Hopefully it won't be quite so turbulent next year, but we've got lots of lovely patterns planned. The first one is hopefully coming out in February, and it's one of our improver level patterns, so it's relatively advanced but not too advanced. It's not difficult, and if you haven't made this type of garment before, then don't worry, we've got your back. We're going to have lots of tutorials, including lots of videos. I'm not going to tell you exactly what it is because you want a surprise, right? But I will tell you that it is wearable and gorgeous. Another thing we have been hard at work on is our first collection of baby and children's wear patterns. So Mini Tilly and the Buttons is coming soon. This has been a long time coming, ever since I had my little boy, so he's 3 now. I've been drafting up little patterns and working on them, and some of those I've been sharing to Instagram. A lot of you been kind of going slightly wild for a bear sweatshirt in particular, so watch this space. So the patterns are going to be from 0 to 12, but the plan is to divide them into 2 different age brackets so that some of them are more applicable for younger kids, both in terms of design, safety features, shaping, etc., and some more applicable to older kids, but some of them will also be made in both age ranges. So those coming soon, so watch this space, really excited. We've also been planning lots of content, so lots of tutorials and tips for our YouTube channel, for our blog as well. Hopefully next year I'm going to be kept very busy with another little bubba. So I've been working on those ahead of time, and we've got some really great stuff coming up, so watch this space. So stay tuned. I hope this year we have managed to keep your spirits lifted and to help you staying positive through creativity. I know it's been a difficult year, but I hope that you have managed to have some nice sewing time in the year. And I just want to say a big thank you finally for supporting us. Thank you for watching our videos. Thank you for reading our blog, following us on social media, and also to every one of you who have bought something from us. We are really grateful. It means so much to me and to the team that you are supporting us and helping to spread the sewing bug. So anytime you tell anyone about us as well, it really makes us happy. So thank you. Here's to an amazing 2021. I hope you have a fantastic new year, and I hope, the next year is a lot happier for everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.